What's going on, guys? This is Brent0331, and this video today is not really over anything in particular. What happened is, because Bruce and I are going to be going downrange to Las Vegas soon to shoot with Dimitri at unknown distances, you know, we're flying over there, so space is pretty much limited, so I'm only taking one rifle, but I wanted to test two different optics. One is my primary go-to weapon optic, which is the Trijicon TA-31 with ACSS reticle in it. The other optic I want to test out is the newer ACSS Raptor that I've acquired. So I've had a stock standard ACOG mount on this rifle for ever since I've had it. The reason I've had it like that is because I really didn't have a need for a QD mount, because as you can see, my iron sights here are the 45-degree offset iron sights. So I can utilize my iron sights without having to take my optic off. I also have an RMR on the top of my optic, all right? So I got three different methods of aiming, actually four now that I had this PEC. So I really didn't have a need for a QD mount. But because I am going out there and I do want to test two different optics, and ultimately I did want to eventually go to the GDI quick detach mount just to get it done, I decided to go ahead and do it and get this done, and that would be the easiest way to facilitate me testing two different optics out there on the same rifle. So with that being said, I want to retest my zero to make sure I haven't lost my zero and it's still on. So I'm going to be doing that today. And I've made a few different changes to my rifle. If you guys are used to seeing my rifle, I've gone from a angled foregrip to a broomstick at the front. Again, I've got a PEC now, so I do want to zero this as well, because I've only laser bore sighted that. I haven't actually put rounds down range utilizing that PEC. But the broomstick, the reason I went to a broomstick is because some of my experiences lately, particularly when I was training at One Shepherd, you know, being just on those long, it was a 3-day continuous operation. So when you're patrolling, you know, this is actually not very natural, okay? What I'd find myself doing after hours of, you know, moving and everything else is you kind of gravitate towards the mag well. Well, this isn't a very stable firing position, okay? The further forward your hand is, the more stable your firing position is. So what I've done is I've added that broomstick there, and so now, you know, this is a natural. If you're a real man, this should be a natural feature for you, all right? Beer can handhold. So now that I have a broomstick on there, I have that natural feeling, and it's not going to fatigue me, all right? This actually fatigues after a while. You get tired of doing this, and like I said, you end up gravitating towards the mag well or something else. So it's, you know, it's a lot more less fatiguing if you have a broomstick to carry, all right? And then when I fire, I retain that hand stop. When I fire, I can still have that full extension and nice firing stable platform where my arm is, you know, further forward. Okay, so that's the reason I went to the broomstick as opposed to the AFG. I still like the AFG, and I shoot very well with it, okay, very well. The problem is like I said, that patrolling mindset, right? Combat is, you know, you go days, hours, you know, months without seeing combat, and then when it does come, it's fast and furious, okay? So 90% of the time, I'm not sitting there with an AFG like this, okay? It gets fatiguing, so you gotta have that patrolling mindset. What's more natural, okay? What's gonna be less fatiguing, so when the fight does come, you're ready for it. So this right here, you know, I can transition to the hand stop. I can manipulate my light using my thumb, and then if I want to turn on my PEC, I can just come over the top and kick that button on, okay? One of the enhancements that I may do in the future is possibly doing a pressure pad or something along those lines, but I'm not there yet, okay? I'm not gonna go there because I'm gonna mess with this PEC a little bit more and see how it works out. But other than that, I also went from my Vickers tactical Blue Force gear sling to the newer Marine Corps issue Savvy Sniper sling. The reason I like this thing, I've been using it in the Marine Corps. It's gotten used to it, and I really like this big loop here. All right, it's easy to manipulate with gloves on and everything else. It's very similar to the Blue Force gear sling. However, the Blue Force sling gear, the Blue Force sling has a tab. You know, it's still a great sling. Don't get me wrong. I really like it, and it'll be on one of my other rifles. But This one just has this loop here, and I just find it easier to manipulate. So that's the biggest reason I'm going to that. Like I said, it's Marine Corps issue now, so it's quality stuff. But in any event, guys, let's get to it. Let's put some rounds downrange and see how it works out, and hopefully my zero isn't lost with this new GDI mount. Thanks for watching. All right, BZO M193, 100 yards. All right, so here's my first string. It looks like I'm pretty much on. One of the things I noticed back here with this BZO target, it's really hard to see this little tiny red circle, because remember on the ACSS and the TA-31, you have a horseshoe and then there's the little chevron in the center. So back there, this all right here is kind of encompassing in the horseshoe with the chevron, so it's kind of hard to differentiate. I'm essentially just putting my horseshoe, you know, right here and shooting. I really can't see this little tiny red dot, so that's pretty good. I'm gonna shoot another string of fire. I'm not gonna make any corrections and see what happens there, because this one looks like it's an outlier. So let's see what's going on. All right, so second string of fire. I put some blue masking tape over the very center of the BZO target. Reason being is that red circle is very small, and it's also the same color as my reticle, which is red. So I put some blue. I haven't looked downrange yet to see what it looks like, but maybe that might help differentiate it on the target through my optic here. So in any event, let's get to it. Second string of fire, BZO, 100 yards. All right, so pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Again, this is still kind of hard, but it's a lot better than it was. So I think I'll make a slight adjustment, and we'll see where it goes from there. All right, guys. Third string of fire. I made this square a little bit bigger, just so it's easier to see in my optic here. And the last string of fire is pretty damn good, so I just made a slight adjustment, made 2 clicks right, and see where it puts me, okay? All right, let's go down range, check it out. All right, guys, so I made a slight adjustment, brought my grouping from here to over here. I actually didn't go up, so I think this is just me, to be honest. So I'm still pretty impressed here. So I'll probably make a slight adjustment again down, and I'll probably call it good after that. But this is, again, this is still pretty fairly difficult to see back there with that reticle. So, you know, I could see the advantage of having just the chevron style when it comes to, you know, getting that very, very precise BZO on a target like this. But other than that, I do prefer the horseshoe. So, in any event, let's go, let's shoot some more, another string. All right, final string of fire. for the M193 BZO. This is my confirmation string. Oops. All right, let's go check it out. Well, guys, doesn't get any more perfect than that. If you can see the outline of the red square, it's right here. So, pretty freaking happy with that. So I think our QD mount is good to go, and I think my rifle is good to go for Vegas. All right, so it looks like that laser's on at 15 yards. So, good stuff. Well, that's it, guys. That includes this video. You know, from time to time I might put something out like this where I'm not really doing anything in particular, just my daily activities or, you know, some random thing I'm doing. So hope you guys enjoyed. If you stuck around and watched this whole thing, hey, thanks, appreciate it. Comment about whatever, I'll see what I can do about responding. And if you got any questions about future stuff, again, obviously you can see that the green's coming in, so I got a lot of green based camouflage patterns coming out. If you remember the Christmas video I put out back in December, I did show that I had some multicam tropics, so that one will be a green-based camouflage pattern that's going to be tested. Another thing that just came to mind. So my good buddy Bruce, and check his channel out at Camp Armament. I'll post his link to his channel in the information box below. But he has acquired a bunch of Balkans war uniforms from all the different countries involved. So what he wants to do is do pretty much a series on those uniforms. So we're going to do the camouflage effectiveness aspect of it out here on my channel, and then you can go over to Bruce's channel and you'll check out the actual uniforms and up close, you know, look at those particular uniforms and some of the gear on his channel. So that's coming down the pipe here very shortly. We've already got one of them filmed. We actually filmed one when it was still winter time and everything was, you know, brown and tan and everything. So that one's coming down real close. But that's, you guys have that to look forward to. Yugoslavia, you know, Serbia, Kosovo, Croatia, those countries, all that stuff. We're going to have a bunch of uniforms from that era coming down the pipe here. So thanks for watching, guys. Again, if you got any questions, just go ahead and post them and I'll see what I can do about commenting on them. Thanks for watching.